cold and windy as hell out here, but I wanted to talk about Bernie Sanders again. I just published one of 2 blog posts. The other one is coming within the next couple of days. And y'all, the reason I have to do this is because I fought for Bernie last time and then he lost, and he came so fucking close. It was like a tie in Iowa. He lost by like 2 points in Nevada. And for those who don't know, those are the most important states because they're the first. I didn't even know that back then. There's so many things I didn't know. Like how rigged the electoral system is. How rigged in the favor of ruling class representatives it is. I talk about this in the article I published today, but when you have to take time off of work and attend something like a caucus or a primary just to vote, and that's only voting for delegates who will then go represent you, or if you become a delegate, at the national convention, then you have to pay for travel to the national convention. All the Bernie people I know had to crowdfund that money because none of them have the money to attend on their own because they're working class. It's hard enough to get a week off of work to go to the national convention, but to pay for it as well is direct. Like, this is just a way to constantly defer and suppress working class involvement. The title of this video is that Bernie Sanders is not a human being, or Bernie Sanders is not an individual. I mean, he already says it's not me, it's us. Absolutely. Not only is he representative of the working class, a representative of the diversity of the working class, and as such, the most supported representative of this working class, most loved candidate in our lifetimes, one who's been resolute and built a track record where even conservatives respect his integrity over the course of a lifetime, all while still just kind of owning the label stuck to him as socialist, even though a lot of leftists I know call him a sock dem, and they mean that in a derogatory way. Listen, ideologies are labels. Stop essentializing, stop totalizing, stop writing off and dismissing. What matters is not the person. It's honestly like, yeah, his intent, that's great. His track record, fantastic. We need that. The people power, though, it's indispensable. Class consciousness raising is the ultimate goal. Taking over Washington and taking over seats of power and retooling institutions to the interests of everyone is absolutely essential. But not a person. And I mean this in a very Derridian, postmodern way. But I also mean this in a sort of sense that Žižek uses it. I'll try to find the actual quote where he talks about this. But the face of a famous person is not the face of a person. The face of a person, oh, it's the person you know down the street or whatever. No, the figure of a celebrity is the representation of feelings of meaning and resonance with millions of people, hundreds of millions of people in some cases. So what is it about that face and its message that resonates with people? And then we can essentialize. We can say, oh, well, it particularly resonates with this certain type of person who we don't like, and then you write them off for that reason. Yeah, well, resonance, who a figure does or does not resonate with, is going to resonate with lots of different types of people for different reasons. And then there are lots of questionable, ideologically motivated, quick, cheap, easy write-off reasons for reducing, essentializing, totalizing, and dismissing someone like Bernie. He is not just a person. He is not just his supporters. He represents to me an opportunity to move away from neoliberalism, and not just back to Keynesianism, as some people will argue. But we are moving towards a new realization that race, class, and gender, alongside ability and the ecology of this planet, are all intimately woven up with one another, and that the number one threat to the existence of all is this economic global elite order of institutions and abstractions that do not have any of our interests in mind. Yeah, it's a new consensus of getting money out of politics, getting money out of healthcare, getting money out of education, getting the profit motive put away, put in its place, put it aside, throw it down. There are more important things to human well-being, and we know that, we see that. We're coming together over that, and we're not going to fucking stop, and we will not be gaslit by mainstream media and its pundits or its liberal fucking Twitter sphere personalities who want to reduce everything to the most simplistic, cliche, worn out, tropish versions of identity politics and privilege calculus that are only ever really used by neoliberal subjectivities to divide and conquer. There's a more rooted, based, intersectional, working class orientation that we are giving rise to. Don't look at individuals who are a part of it as though there's anything essential there. What matters is the relations and the general tendency. Lean into it. Give it everything you've got, or you'll fucking regret it forever. We do not have all the time in the world. If we want the future, we're gonna have to fucking take it by force.